What is up, guys? It is RC6414 here, back with another video. This time I'll be reviewing WWE Main Event. Overall, I gotta say, this week's episode of Main Event was pretty good. You had two title matches, a WWE Divas Championship match, AJ Lee defending the title against Natalya, and Dean Ambrose defending his U.S. Championship against Mark Henry. You also had a tag team match, Los Matadores versus Ryback. Let's go ahead and get to the review. The first match we had was Los Matadores versus Ryback. It was an entertaining match for what it was worth. Both teams, there was some high-flying action. You always get some of that with the Los Matadores. It was just okay, solid wrestling action. Wasn't anything great that stood out, to be honest, throughout the match. Just same old stuff. Basically, what happens is Ryback gets taken out by I think it was Fernando. Curtis Axel turns around and he's like looking at Ryback, making sure he's all right. Diego uses that as an advantage. He rolls up Curtis Axel, pins Curtis Axel for the 1, 2, 3, and the Los Matadores defeat Ryback with the roll-up pinfall by Diego on Curtis Axel. So Los Matadores pick up the win here. No surprise. You'd figure that's who you'd have win. It really wouldn't make too much sense for Ryback to win here. The next match we have is the Divas Championship match. AJ Lee, the Divas Champion, defending the title against Natalya. And what a good Divas match. I'd say this is one of the best Divas matches I've seen in a long time since Payback against Caitlyn. I mean, this match was really good. I got a good amount of time. Good wrestling action from AJ Lee and Natalya, the two best in the Divas division. Just good, solid wrestling action. Back and forth. At one point, Natalya had AJ Lee in a sharpshooter, and I thought AJ might tap. AJ Lee would eventually rope break with Tamina's help. Tamina would move the rope up a little bit. She'd kind of push it up so AJ Lee could rope break. Then basically AJ Lee would eventually hit the Shining Wizard on Natalya. She would lock in the Black Widow submission maneuver, and Natalya would eventually have to tap. So AJ Lee is still your Divas Champion. 260 days was the day today. This is the 268th day of her reign. So she will be continuing that 268 days plus. She's already the longest Divas Champion in WWE history. This is awesome. I'm a big AJ Lee fan. I was glad she retained. Natalya kind of does deserve it, but I'm really glad that AJ Lee retained here. So good match. I thought this was the best match of the night, in all honesty. Really good stuff. Good stuff from both divas. So AJ Lee retains in a good back and forth match. And then the final match of the night, United States Championship match. Dean Ambrose, the United States Champion, defending against Mark Henry. Going into this match, I thought Dean Ambrose has held the title for a while. I thought maybe he'd drop it since neither of the Shield hold the titles. I mean, it's been a long time Dean Ambrose has held this title. I think he's one of the fourth, I think it's the fourth longest in WWE history for the U.S. Championship holder. So, I mean, he's had a good reign so far. I thought he might drop it to Mark Henry. They've buried Mark Henry so much lately. I was hoping he'd win the title, even though I do like the Shield. I think Mark Henry needs it more, in all honesty. Dean Ambrose, I mean, he's with the Shield, but this match was good. I wish it was a little longer. It wasn't too, I mean, it was alright. It wasn't as good as the Divas match, but back and forth. At one point, Mark Henry was outside the ring. Seth Rollins was mouthing off to Mark Henry, and Mark Henry would punch Seth Rollins in the face. He'd clock him right across the jaw, and he'd get back in the ring, and then he'd be on the top rope, and Roman Reigns would distract Mark Henry. Dean Ambrose would use that to his advantage. He'd toss Mark Henry off the top rope, and when Mark Henry was regaining his composure, Dean Ambrose hits his headlock driver finisher for the 1, 2, 3, and Dean Ambrose is still your United States Champion. Congrats to him. Good match from both guys. Another pretty good match. This episode of Main Event was good overall. There really wasn't one bad match in my opinion. So good wrestling action all together here. No complaints. I thought maybe we'd see a title change just to keep people tuning into Main Event every week, but we didn't. But that's cool too. It doesn't matter to me too much, to be honest. But good stuff. Dean Ambrose and AJ Lee's long title reigns will continue is the big news. We will see how long they can hold on to their titles. Hope you enjoyed this video. The overall grade I'd give main event 6 out of 10. Again, the overall grade I would give WWE main event 6 out of 10. Hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my other videos and subscribe. Thanks, guys.